We have a two-part problem here. The first part, they want us to find the road speed that's being tested by the spin balancer if it goes 480 revolutions per minute. So the road speed, this is linear speed. And then also they tell us to express it in miles per hour. So then this should also be a little tip for you that this is going to be your linear speed. So just find our linear speed first. Just using the formula, we need our number of revolutions. So they say that the wheel rotates at 480 revolutions per minute. So I know it's 480 revolutions per 1 minute. And then that's going to be times the circumference of the tire, or the wheel rather. So they tell us that the diameter is 26 inches. So for my circumference, I'm just going to use pi d, so 26 pi. And this is in inches. So then the only thing we're left to do now is to convert. So we want to go into miles per hour. So minutes, 60 minutes per 1 hour. And then we want to take our inches and convert those to miles. So inches here, so we have 12 inches to 1 foot. And then we have 1 mile to 5,280 feet. And then punch this on your calculator. And don't forget that when you do this division, you need to put the 12 times 5,280 in parentheses when you do that division. So then you should get a final answer of 37.13 miles per hour. Okay, so that's the first part of the problem. The second part, move this down. The second part of the problem is we're using the same spin balancer with the same wheel, so we're still looking at the radius, or the diameter of the wheel rather, being our 26 inches, and then we are looking for revolutions. How many revolutions per minute should you set this balancer? For a speed of 80 miles per hour. So what this is they're giving us the linear speed and we have to solve for the revolutions per minute. You have to be careful here and make sure that you put everything in the same unit. So we have our diameter of our wheels in inches, the linear speeds in miles. They want revolutions per minute, but our speed is in hours. So we need to make sure that we put everything in the same unit. So we know the linear speed, so it's 80 miles over 1 hour equals, and then whatever the formula is. That looks like 86. So our linear speed formula is number of revolutions. So revolutions times our circumference, right? Well, we don't know the revolutions, so we're just going to call that x for a minute times our circumference. Well, pi d is what we're going to use because they give us the diameter is 26 inches. So this is 26 pi. This is in inches, and they want revolutions per minute, so we're going to put this over 1 minute. So really what you have here is a proportion. You have to make sure that when you have your proportion, though, you have to have inches on the top and then minutes on the bottom. It's really easy to fix the time because I can just take this 1 hour out of here and change it to 60 minutes instead. But we have to take care of this, 80 miles, so we need to convert that to inches before we can actually solve this proportion. So if you take 80 miles times number of feet per mile times number of inches per foot, this is going to give you the number of inches in 80 miles. So we get 506 or 5,068,800 inches. So that's what we need to substitute in here. So now that you have your units all fixed, inches and inches, minutes and minutes, so now this proportion, you just solve it by cross multiplying. So you're going to take and cross multiply these guys. So we end up with 506,800 equals, and then do 26 times 60. Leave pi in this for a minute. So we get 1560 pi x, and then divide both sides by 1560 pi. If you're doing this in your calculator, make sure you put parentheses around that when you do your division. So these will cancel, and then we end up getting x all by itself. X equals 1034.26 revolutions per minute, or RPMs.